Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something fundamental. What does it actually mean to build an accountable America? We're using an essay called Coffee Talk, a call for accountable America, as our jumping off point. And this piece, it doesn't pull any punches. It gives a pretty candid look at where we are as a nation. The challenges, sure, but also, importantly, some real opportunities for, moving forward together. So our mission today, we want to unpack what the author sees, these societal fractures, then look at the path to unity they suggest, and really grapple with this call for accountability. It's aimed at all of us, individually and collectively.
Absolutely. And what strikes you immediately, I think, is just how direct the essay is.
Yeah.
It's less an analysis and more an invitation, really, an invitation to maybe reflect critically on the reality it presents. It's pushing us, I feel, to look beyond the noise, the surface stuff, and try to grasp these deeper societal truths.
An invitation? Or maybe even a summons, like you said, a call to look closer. And yeah, it gets straight to it. The opening lines. Our nation's condition is far from ideal, but the reality is that it has not been. The question is, will we strive to improve things, or will we continue to sip our coffee as the fissures expand below us? Wow, that image, fissures expanding below us, it's pretty potent, isn't it?
It really is. It paints this picture of these deep, almost hidden cracks growing under our feet. And the essay quickly clarifies what these fissures are. It says, our society, in its current form, benefits a select few, but not all. That's a key point.
Right, not everyone benefits equally.
Exactly. It elaborates, saying the elite enjoy the advantages while everyday individuals, families, employees, students struggle to obtain leftovers. So this imbalance, this perceived unfairness, that's what creates the fissures. That's why the author says things are far from ideal. The structure itself seems to be the source of the widening cracks.
Okay, so if that's the diagnosis, this system favoring a few, while others fight for, quote, leftovers, what does that actually mean for the average person just, living their life?
Well, it means that things like basic security or maybe the hope of getting ahead can feel really distant, almost out of reach for many. It's not just an abstract idea. They feel those fissures. It's the day-to-day stress, maybe struggling with rent or worrying about putting good food on the table,
Hmm.
getting kids a decent education.
Mm.
The essay suggests this leads to more than just economic hardship. It's also about a loss of faith, maybe, a sense of being let down by the system. It frays the social fabric, you could say.
Yeah, I can see how that would happen. It sounds deeply disillusioning. But then, interestingly, after painting this quite challenging picture and acknowledging all our differences, political views, backgrounds, beliefs, my essay shifts, it points to something we do share, something fundamental.
Yes, and this is, I think, a really crucial turn. It offers a kind of bridge over those divides. It lists these shared basic human needs: housing, nutrition, education, environmental protection, and security from universal threats. Things everyone needs.
Things everyone needs, regardless of politics.
Precisely. The essay states it very clearly. These matters are not politically biased. These are essential for humans. By focusing here on these universals, the author is suggesting a way to find common ground. If we can agree these things matter for everyone.
Then the conversation changes, right? It moves away from the political battle lines, maybe.
Exactly. It shifts the focus from ideology to, well, to basic human dignity and well-being, and asks,
Mhm.
can we agree that everyone deserves these essentials?
That's a powerful reframe, especially now. So, how does focusing on these non-biased essentials, how does that actually help move us from just talking about division to maybe collective action?
Well, it changes the question. Instead of arguing about abstract ideas or party lines, we're suddenly talking about concrete needs: food, shelter, safety, education. It's much harder to argue against those things fundamentally, isn't it, for anyone?
Right. Who argues against kids needing food or families needing housing?
So the conversation naturally shifts from if we should address these things to how. How do we ensure everyone has access? It grounds the discussion in our shared humanity. It bypasses, or at least has the potential to bypass, some of those really divisive points that often just, well, stop conversations cold.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Grounding it in shared humanity. And then the essay addresses the how, or at least the first step. It asks, so what action should we take? And the answer it gives is surprisingly simple on the surface. We begin with a conversation, which, hearing that, you might think, is that it, given the scale of the problems?
It does sound almost too simple, yeah.
Sure.
But the essay immediately adds important conditions. It specifies the kind of conversation needed. It says, no screaming contests, no quick snippets, conversations that are straightforward, honest, and sincere.
Ah, okay. So not just any conversation, not the kind we often see online or on TV.
Definitely not. It's warning against that exact thing, the superficial, the confrontational. The essay argues that kind of exchange actually makes the divide worse. It says if we don't engage in this deeper, more honest way, then the divide will continue to grow, leaving the vision of an equitable America as nothing more than a dream. It's like we need to consciously learn, or maybe relearn, how to actually talk to each other meaningfully.
Okay, let's really unpack that. Moving beyond screaming contests and the quick snippets, what does that look like in practice? How do we have conversations that are straightforward, honest, and sincere, especially when we disagree, maybe strongly? That sounds
Yeah.
challenging.
It is challenging, no doubt. Practically, it means shifting from trying to win an argument to trying to genuinely understand. A screaming match, a soundbite that's about scoring points, right? Reinforcing your own side.
Yeah, performance almost.
Exactly. Performance. Whereas a straightforward, honest, and sincere conversation requires a degree of vulnerability. It means actually listening. Listening not just to find flaws in the other person's argument, but to try and grasp their perspective, where they're coming from, even if it feels totally alien.
Active listening, basically.
Active listening, asking real questions, maybe admitting you don't have all the answers. It's about trying to build a little bridge of understanding, maybe finding even a tiny patch of common ground. It's slow work, it's difficult.
Mm.
But the essay implies it's the essential groundwork for tackling those bigger issues together. You need some trust first.
Trust built through better conversations. That feels like the foundation for the future the author then describes. They share this vision. This is the America I see. Not flawless, but aspiring. I like that distinction. A nation where my family, your family, and all our fellow citizens can create lives of dignity. That's a really hopeful picture.
It is. And notice how dignity is central there.
Yeah.
And connected to that is the author's take on justice. They write, where justice is not merely a phrase, but an obligation.
Mm.
Where justice is not merely words, but action.
Action, not just words. That's a powerful call.
It really lifts justice off the page, doesn't it? It makes it something lived, something we do actively. And linking this back, this vision of an aspiring America, where people live with dignity, where justice is action, it connects directly to meeting those fundamental human needs we talked about.
Ah, okay. So lives of dignity means having those needs met. Housing, food, education.
Yes, I think that's exactly the implication. Dignity isn't possible without those foundations. It's about ensuring everyone has not just the bare minimum, but the opportunity to, thrive, to participate fully. It frames it as an ongoing project, not a finished state, but a continuous effort, an aspiration we work towards.
I really like that framing. Aspiring, not perfect. It makes it feel more achievable, maybe more human. It connects to your own hopes for your community, doesn't it?
It does. It makes justice feel less like a distant legal concept and more like a shared daily responsibility. Are we actively contributing to a community where everyone can live with dignity?
Which leads perfectly into the essay's conclusion, or rather, its challenge to the reader. It says, our State of the Union remains incomplete. However, that's not a flaw. That's a chance. I find that really interesting, an incomplete state as an opportunity. And then, crucially, the destiny of this country lies not only with its leaders, but also with all of us.
Right. Really shifts the focus, broadens the responsibility right out. It's not just them up there, it's us down here too. And this sets up the final critical question. Are we prepared to be accountable for the America we desire? Or shall we entrust it to those who benefit from maintaining its dysfunction?
Wow, that puts it starkly. Be accountable, or basically, let the dysfunction continue because it serves some people.
That seems to be the choice presented. Active ownership versus passive acceptance.
Hmm.
Are you going to invest your energy in shaping the future you want? Or just let things drift, potentially allowing those who gain from the current imbalances to maintain control? It really forces you to think about your own role, doesn't it? What does accountability look like in my everyday life? Not just on election day, but day to day.
Yeah, those small choices, like you said earlier, the micro decisions, do they add up to helping the aspiring vision? Or do they maybe unintentionally prop up the dysfunction? And the essay leaves us right there with that very personal, very immediate point. That choice is ours every single day.
Every single day. It's not a one-off thing. It's a constant awareness, a constant series of small choices. Are we engaging, honestly? Are we listening? Are we contributing, even in small ways, to building that dignity for everyone? Or are we just sipping our coffee, like the opening line warned?
It's a powerful framing. that everyday actions, conversations, choices,
Mhm.
they are what actually build or fail to build this accountable America.
Exactly. It democratizes responsibility in a way. It makes it clear that creating a better society isn't solely the job of institutions. It's a shared project, built from the ground up through our daily actions and interactions.
So that brings our deep dive into Coffee Talk, a call for accountable America towards its flows. We've gone from that stark assessment of societal fissures to finding common ground in those basic human needs, and then looking at how genuine conversation might be the key to building towards that aspiring, more just future. And the core message that really resonates, I think, is this idea of accountability, that it's personal, it's collective, and it's a choice we make constantly.
Mhm. And maybe a final thought to leave you with, picking up on that idea that justice is not merely words, but action. What's one tangible thing, maybe even a small thing, you could do this week? Could it be starting one of those more sincere conversations? Or maybe looking into how you could support efforts around one of those essential human needs, housing, nutrition, education, right in your own community? How can your choices, starting today, reflect that commitment to the aspiring America this deep dive explored? Something to think about.